is origin of Bihar. So BPSC exam is going to be commenced in the month of April. Specifically, the date that has been provided by the commission is 30th of April. But there are some possibilities that the exam may not be commenced on that date because it is colliding with the date of the commencement of the entrance exam for Jawahar Navodaya Vidyalaya, right? And that is the situation because of which there may be some delay in the examinations of BPSC, 67th BPSC prelims exam, right? So that doesn't matter because if they postpone the exam date, then also they are not going to postpone it for more than 2 to 3 weeks, right? So it will provide you some extra time to be prepared for the prelims exam. And let us start with the lecture, the session, that is origin of Bihar. So as a physical unit, Bihar existed since long time ago, dates back to the prehistoric period or since the origin of the earth. But in specific way, in academic sense, we can say that since the prehistoric period there was the existence of Bihar, right? And here it extends approximately, its history extends approximately till the 1 lakh BC, before Christ existed, right? And here there have been various artifacts which have been found already in the different regions of Bihar, which corroborates the existence of Bihar here physically as well as historically. And if we talk in the political sense, the political identity of Bihar, how does Bihar came into existence, then in the first decade of 20th century, that is 1910s, Bihar was not having any separate political identity, but it was a part of Bengal presidency. The Bengal presidency, which was during the period of British rule, and this was the largest presidency in the sense of population, right? And here Bihar was also in the part of the Bengal presidency, and Bihar along with Odisha was carved out of the Bengal presidency on 22nd of March to 1912, right? So here there was various political issues, various things that was going on in the Bengal presidency in the first decade of 20th century, because of which it became imminent for the British administration to carve out Bihar out of Bengal presidency. So if we talk about the background, what was the background because of which Bihar and Odisha was carved out as a separate province out of Bengal presidency? So if we talk about the partition of Bengal, so partition of Bengal or the Bengal presidency was announced by Lord Curzon in July 1905. And basically Curzon was known as a reactionary Governor General of India, right? And he was basically the person who tried to curtail the movements, political movements, uprisings, etc., which was going on in the Bengal presidency. And these political movements and uprisings were mainly led by the elite Bengalis, right? Elite Bengalis were the people, Anand Mohan Ghosh, etc. Various people were there in the Bengali community who were leading the uprisings or the political movements against the British rule, and they were demanding various political concessions and various rights. And that is why Lord Curzon wanted to make them a minority in both the parts of Bengal after partition. So he said that this is the most populous presidency, and for the administrative purpose, administrative convenience, he wanted to divide Bengal into two separate provinces or the presidencies. And his stated motive was the administrative convenience, but his basic motive was to divide and rule. Basically, he wanted to divide the Bengali elites in two different parts, and thereafter they will be minority in the East Bengal as well as the West Bengal. That would have came out of this partition. So he enforced the partition in 1907. And thereafter what happened, the Bengalis became the minority in the Eastern Bengal region, that is the present day Bangladesh, Tripura, etc. Hill regions of Tripura were also included in the East Bengal at that very time. And that region was dominated mainly by the Muslim population. So the Muslims were very elated that they have got a separate province for them and they will dominate the region politically. And in the Eastern Bengal region, what happened? There were more Hindi speaking people in Bihar, Jharkhand, Odisha, and other parts. And that is why the Bengalis became a minority in the Western Bengal region also. And that was the main motive of Lord Curzon, to divide the elite Bengalis so that they will be politically weak due to being in minority, and they will not be in position to lead or to organize any uprising or political movement against the British rule. So that was the motive, and they had got a bit of success in that also, because in the East Bengal region the Muslims were in support of the British rule because they had got appeased out of getting a separate province for them. But that was not the situation in the West Bengal region, and the uprisings and other things were going on since the announcement of the partition of Bengal, that the partition of Bengal will be done for the administrative purpose. However, the elite people, the learned people were well known that this is not the motive of the British rule to administer in a better way this province, rather than they wanted to divide and rule the people on different lines, right? And that is why the Swadeshi movement was started on the day of the enactment of the partition of Bengal. Basically they had observed the morning day शोक दिवस मनाया उन्होंने, they shaved their hair, they take the holy bath in the river Ganga, Hooghly, etc. And they had tied the rakhi on the hands of the people of each other side to show the solidarity. And overnight Amar Sonar Bangla and Vande Mataram became the theme song of the movement, and out of which the British government got infuriated. They cracked down on the uprisings. They had banned the Vande Mataram and Sonar Bangla also. Various types of the repercussions had came from the British rule, and they tried to suppress the movement, but they were unable to do that. And later on, when Lord Hardinge came to India as the Governor General, then what happened? He annulled the partition of Bengal in 1911. But still, the Bengal presidency was the largest presidency, and definitely there were some issues with the administrative work. So they had to partition the Bengal, they had to carve out some of the region out of Bengal, but that was not done in a prudent way, which was done by Lord Hardinge. So he carved out Bihar and Odisha on 22nd of March 1912 from the Bengal presidency, and these were mainly the Hindi speaking region as well as the some tribal hill region and the coastal region, which were far away from the Calcutta. And that is why they did it for the administrative convenience, and capital city was made Patna. Patna became the capital city of the newly carved out Bihar state, right? And further division, if we say that nowadays Bihar is looking so small, but in 1912 when Bihar was carved out of Bengal presidency, it was very big. Definitely it was very big because it accommodated Odisha and Jharkhand also. So on 1st of April 1935, again as a reactionary purpose only, because since then the extremists had become dominant in the context of Indian political movements also, and to better administer also the coastal regions of India, that is of Odisha, they had carved out the coastal regions as a separate state of Odisha in 1935, 1st April. अप्रैल फुल बना दिया भाई लोगों ने, ठीक है, बिहार को. So that was again done, and here what happened? Bihar became a separate state and Patna remained the capital city of Bihar. But on 15th of November 2000, Jharkhand was again carved out of Bihar. Jharkhand was made a separate state. And why it was made a separate state? Because of the long-standing demand that was being made by the hill region population of Bihar. Basically, Bihar is having the Ganga Plains region, as well as it was having the Chota Nagpur Plateau region also as the part of the state. But in the Chota Nagpur Plateau region, the tribal people were mainly dominant and they were not getting the better chunk of the political right. Because if we say, then at that very time there were 343 seats. No. There were at that very time 323 seats in the Vidhan Sabha, that is the member of legislative assemblies were 323. But what happened? Out of this, only 81 MLAs were having their seat in Jharkhand. Jharkhand was having only 81 seats, and that is why the voice of this region was not heard in the Vidhan Sabha, that is the member of legislative assemblies, right? And that is why in the legislative assembly they were not getting their due chunk of the political rights, and that is why there was uprising, there was constant movement in Jharkhand to get a separate state, which was fulfilled in 2000. On 15th November 2000, Jharkhand was made a separate state. And after that, what happened? Jharkhand came into existence with 81 seats as a separate legislative assembly, and that is when the long-standing demand of the tribal peoples was fulfilled. So this was the origin and the history of Bihar, how Bihar looks today. How does the Bihar's political map looks today? This is the throughout history in which Bihar came into existence, how it looks today, right? And last but not the least, I would like to inform you all that UPSC General Studies Foundation course for the Civil Services Exam 2023 has been announced by the Computology Academy, which is going to start on 28th of March 2022. This will be a holistic course for prelims comes main syllabus, and here you will get the handholding and personal mentoring till the end, till the final selection. And for further details, you can get in touch with us on this mobile and WhatsApp number. This is our landline number, and if you want to contact us through email, you can find the email ID in the description below. And you can also follow us on our social media handles. This is for Facebook and Instagram. This is our Telegram channel, and for the detailed course syllabus and other things, you can visit our website and download the PDF from there. Do subscribe our channel and press the bell icon to get notified whenever we upload new videos. Thank you very much and have a nice day.